Dan, this is a bonus for me coming in here. I didn't expect you'd be around the gym for a while.
Nah, well that's like the just being a gym rat pretty much. You can't you can't get enough of it. So I wanted to come in and see what all the boys are doing on a Friday morning.
Just an amazing fight. I was hoping that when you went away and that we'd see something similar to what you did in Melbourne, and it was a pretty much a schooling effort too. You said come and play and these are the rules.
Yeah, like that's obviously how you want like the fights to go, right? Where you get to have like a very good performance, like a clinical performance. Like I was kind of saying that leading in there, I just think like I got too much skill and experience, and that I'll be able to control the fight, which is kind of how it played out. So it's always good when it goes to plan somewhat.
Yeah. When he got you the first time there, was he close to getting anything on?
It's like a funny one because like it's what I kind of said to him after. Like we're out back in the medical tent, and I could hear him. Like he was quite upset about it and stuff like that. So I just opened the curtain and I just said to him, like, you have like the skills, because he is like a very skillful fighter. If you go back and like watch his fights, like he's on a 5-fight win streak, lots of finishes. I just explained to him, you reach like a certain level of guy where they're not gonna look for a way out, or they're not gonna, like there's guys where you have to bring everything to the table. You have to do that and then know that the guy is still going to be there, and you're going to have to wrestle and you're going to have to fight. Like there's a certain level of guy that has everything that's just tough, and I said to him that I learnt it the hard way. He learnt it the hard way tonight, but get back in the gym, don't beat yourself up too much, and like you have like the ability. Yeah, he's got everything there, like the talent and the skill to go all the way. He just needs to get back in the gym and not like beat himself up too much.
Yeah, he couldn't match you in the other techniques, and he went back to what he knows. So.
Yeah, like that's kind of it. Like people are saying, "What? Like this kid? Well, he can't wrestle, or he can't strike. Like like the distance was off. Like that's like one of the things that I can do quite well is like control distance. So even though like from TV, like it's the difference between like being like this far away or being this far away. You know what I mean? Like and like the knee was like definitely there, and that's like obviously a huge deterrent for people like shooting takedowns. Like it's yeah, I can't like sit here and knock the kid for having like a shred of self-preservation. You know what I mean? Like people saying, why didn't he just come forward and swing? Because he would have got knocked out. Like and like I would have. But I can't like tell other people to do that. It's not like you wake up at the hospital or you go to the hospital and you have to have a surgery. Like I do it as like a natural instinct. But yeah, I can't tell him to go and do that. Like the kid's got a little bit of self-preservation. He's a little bit smarter than me. I'm not going to knock him for not doing it.
Fair enough. Yeah. You know, I've always like to ask what makes somebody good at one thing? Like he's obviously very good. He's got the most knee bars finishes in the UFC history. So has he got stronger hands? Can he grab you and not let you get away? Or what is it? Is it the speed?
I don't know, like everything's kind of like you always just naturally tend to like fall into one thing. Like I've got a very good guillotine. Like I've got a few guillotines in the UFC. That's just something that I naturally get in the gym. Like that's just like a move that I'm just naturally good at. It's just the kind of like knee bar. It's just his thing. Like ever since he started, like obviously my jiu-jitsu coaches watched him, and that's something he's been very good at for a long period of time. Like that knee shield, sweep over, roll for the knee bar. So I'd say everyone's good at a certain thing or another. You know what I mean? But you reach like a certain level where the old like one trick is not is not like enough to get the job done.
Tell us the overall thing, you know, 50-50 in the scorecard, but the overall way the gym is, you know, since the big shake-up, we'll call it, and did you feel more confident going into those fights? Did everybody have a different feeling than normally? Or?
Oh, it was like a great camp. Like even when Huge and Izzy kind of wrapped it up at the end, they just said like, what a team, what a camp, what a push. Like obviously he didn't get like the results, but his preparation, he had a very good preparation and was in like a great place. But yeah, it was like a funny spot as a team, because obviously we all like wanted to win together, and I am happy for myself, but kind of the overriding feeling for that, over me being like happy for myself, is that we've got work to do in future. So when the next time that our team's got 4 on the card, that we get the job done. So it's happy for myself, but also, yeah, we got work to do as a team. Like that's not how we really wanted it to play out. We only really, the saving grace was like Izzy, the way Izzy responded to it, because us as like a team, when it was like all like we were kind of like all out back, like oh man, like we weren't real happy. But the way that Izzy took it as a champion, and he said like, man, look, that's just the way it is, and the way that he handled it picked us all back up. Like we were ready to just go home and stuff like that. But once Israel, how energetic he was and how well he responded to it, he responded to it like an absolute champion, and that inspired like the teams to not, like everyone else in the team, to not like beat ourselves up so much, and just to have a good outlook on the situation.
The Richie McCaw of the MMA world.
Yeah. Good attitude, man. Like he's just an absolute champion. In defeat, like that's like where the true test lies, is how someone handles and responds losses, and Israel just handles it and responds like better than anyone.
Yourself, you look in great shape. There's no injuries, nothing amiss.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like obviously it was like Perth and that. I'm just like waiting on clearance from everyone. Like the UFC's obviously takes very good care of their fighters, so they're sending me along to all of these different people and scans and stuff like that. So I think once that all comes back and that's all good, then I can get locked in for Perth. Yeah.
You be ready?
That's what I'm hoping for. Like I would, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, and that's like, I guess like now that I have like put the people in place, like I got to clear it past me. If it was just me, I probably would have just like shut up, and just signed myself up for the fight anyway, and then just fought through injury regardless. But you know, having all these people around me taking care of me, they're just like saving me from myself more than anything. Get the monkey off your back.
Yeah. Has that been a relief? Have you realised, why did I do that all on my own all the time? You know, is it much easier this camp? You know?
Oh, much easier. Just like showing up to the gym and just being a fighter. Like trying to wear all those different hats and run it yourself is just just not a recipe for success. Like I just show up to the gym and do what I'm told, and like it's working well. It's working well if we base it off like the last performance and how I've been performing in the gym and just how I feel in general. So yeah, just excited for the future is where I'm at now.
You know, you look so calm and relaxed out there.
Yeah, oh man, it's just how I've been kind of performing in the gym lately. I was kind of just, that's why I was like quietly confident like coming into it. I knew how I was performing, and I knew like what I was capable of.
Was it a all-round thing, like I know you didn't have to go the whole distance and that, but were you in between rounds, were you recovering quicker? Or do you think the harder pushing that you've been doing made it?
Yeah, like that was like damn near the end of the second round, and I was like just starting to find my groove when the thing stopped. Like in between rounds, like Huge brought the chair in, and I said, "Don't worry about the chair." I said, and we were just having like a conversation, like me and you are having now. He's saying like oh, dude, like he's really trying to commit for that shot, you know. And I was like, would I just keep it to single shots? And he's like, no, you can double it up. Like, we were just having like a back and forth, like just a conversation like me and you are having now. So it's, yeah, that was crazy. I've never felt that good. Yeah, I've never felt like that fit. But that's like where the standard is set now. Like now there anything less than that into the future, and I'll go into the fight feeling like unprepared. So like that's like the real crux of it, is now that I know that we're gonna have to push to that limit every single time, which is gift and a curse.
Well, as Twister said, congratulations on your first win.
That's like, it's the first time he's thought that I like performed, I guess. Like that's the first time that I've fought
To your full ability.
yeah, well, what they see in the gym, right? Like they see what I perform like in the gym, and then they see like how I go out there and fight like a meat axe, and they're just not happy with it. You know, even like fights where I've gone out and knocked the guy out and won, it's just still like, you're a meat axe, like you're better than that. You know, like, so it's good to actually fight to your ability.
Oh well. Have a good Christmas, and we'll see you heading to Perth. Anybody in particular?
No, I was waiting for everyone to put their hands up, but there's no real, there's not many volunteers. Yeah. We'll see. There's a bunch. I know Moicano was saying we can fight, but we can fight over here and spin around 3 times and touch your nose, and I'm just like, mate, I made it pretty I made it pretty clear. Like even like he got asked about it, and then I think like one of his coaches can't get into Australia, so he's like, oh no, one of my coaches, I'll just completely flag that. And I'm just standing there like, mate, I've gone
for 2 years.
Well, Michael
No
Chandler,
coaches.
I went over there for Michael Chandler with no coaches. Like these guys aren't willing to do like the things that I'm willing to do. So it's like, it's like funny to see that. Funny to see that they won't make like the same sacrifice. It's like, it's like you're not willing to make that sacrifice. Like you don't have what it takes to beat me, you know.
There's not very many hangmans around, mate.
Just
Cool, man.